Anyways, it is episode 21 of the Sister Sign podcast. Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. I'm a little hungry girl.
And I'm Jasly.
And again, this is episode 21 of the Sister Sign podcast. We're back. Jasly has on teal today. I'm in the purple vibes, got the purple on the shirt, purple up here. Like it's like a Prince type vibe, Purple Rain.
You're really feeling the whole color. You're going into it.
I am. And then also because I didn't plan it. So I'm like, look at me in sync. Like I just be knowing.
It's funny because blue has been the theme for me.
Really?
Today. Yeah, I don't know why.
Is blue a happy color for you? Because some people be like, blue is so sad, but I don't feel like I don't get sad when I feel.
I like teal and like Tiffany blue like that.
Yes, so, I love those blues.
I love blue. I love it.
Yes. Tiffany blue, teal, like ocean water blue. Oh, ocean water is just.
What makes me think of like sad? Sometimes yellow.
Dang, that is true. Let's think of colors.
Yeah.
Were you gonna say green?
I was about to say, but it depends the green.
That's
I don't know.
But no, I get you, because there's some kind of darker greens that it's like, that's a little. And think about being like in a scary forest at night and like that dark green. That would be kind
of. I'll tell you, pastel kind of like yellow and green is depressing as fuck to me. I don't know what it is about that.
You're kind of right. Pastel yellow is giving a depressing.
That's so interesting.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm trying to think. Is it all pastels? Because when I think pastel pink, I'm not like.
I was gonna say I like the pink.
I don't love it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it.
I don't love it.
But it doesn't get me sad.
But I
so
hate it.
Yeah. So what
it's
color?
Like a cute vibe.
It is a cute vibe. Like what color were you obsessed with as a kid, but now you're just like, that is so obnoxious? Like, why? Like a color maybe you used to wear all the time, or you painted on your toes or nails all the time. Like, was it?
Do you not remember me looking like a blueberry at school? I was really like going hard with the blue.
You said a blueberry.
I had the blue pants, and I had the blue polo. Oh yes, I did.
And it's coming back to me.
And I was so serious. Okay, I'm a trendsetter.
When I think about it, you literally were always very serious about your fashions. And like when I think about yes, all my Libras, like you, Bree, Shad, everybody, y'all are very like to the T with y'all outfits, y'all fashions, and I love it. I love the intentionality that you put in your. I don't know if that's a word, intentionality, but you get what I'm trying to say.
I don't know. It's just been real serious for me.
Yes,
since I was like little.
You really you loved the pinks. You loved the blues.
I'll tell you. I had two phases. Oh, Lord, embarrassing. I had a zebra print, but it wasn't like.
It wasn't.
I still like it. It was my room. My room was like zebra.
Was it like Jersey Shore zebra obsession? Because like they are like animal print, like they worship. Was it like that bad?
No.
Okay.
But it was like, zebra print. And then, the galaxy. I had like galaxy print dresses.
Wait. Like
I went through a galaxy thing obsession. We're not gonna talk about it.
You like galaxy, you be like, because at first when you said it, I was thinking the phone. I'm like, oh, you really like the phone, but you talk about like space, like the galaxy. Oh.
It was a whole trend, and I went hard.
Isn't that Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus? Doesn't she have a space?
No. You ain't right.
I was like, maybe that's where you got the inspiration, because we used to watch that all the time.
Okay, I'm trying to think. It was like sophomore year, freshman, sophomore year, around that time, that it was like really hot. The galaxy print.
Oh shit, I don't remember this. And then okay, see, what year were you born? Because I were we 1
97.
year behind? Yeah, so we were
That's funny.
why
I
do
was
I
just
feel
telling Dre. I was like, were we in the same grade? I don't even remember.
no, you were always a grade behind, but I couldn't remember
Yeah.
if you were 2 or 1 grades behind. But yeah, you were 1 grade behind. But I never remember the galaxy being like a big trend.
It was like in high school. It's embarrassing to even say that I went through that in high school. But
Some of
that just
the
was real cute. It was cute.
some of the fashion trends, like, no, literally, I'm so glad that I deleted those pictures. I posted it on the internet, so they live forever. Like, they're never gone. But I deleted them from people to be able to easily access. But I look
Yeah.
back and I'm like, girl, you thought you were like really killing it, and you look a mess. You look a
Wait,
whole
I'm gonna take you
mess.
back. Curly hair and straight bangs. Oh,
Can we just have a
oh.
moment of silence for all the terrible hairstyles?
The
Because
Snooki. The Snooki. That was my favorite. My mom bought me a little thing that you can make it too.
girl, me, I thought I was really something with that. Like, I would literally like
I remember
tease my hair and put oh gosh, just thinking
it
about
was
it
like
makes
the
me
little one.
cringe. Oh, it's so disgusting. What the hell? See, guys, this is why you should not like just do things because it's popular as a trend and actually really look at it and look at if this shit is cute. Because I'm thinking about how I looked and I just wish I could go back in time and tell my younger self that shit looks terrible. Take that shit.
I remember, and I remember me like that was like my go-to hairstyle too.
Especially in middle school. It had a hold. No, that hairstyle had a hold on me at least 2 years. At least.
That's true.
I straighten my hair all the time. That's why I was dead at the ends because it was just
Mm-hmm.
unhealthy. But I was like, I'm gonna straighten my damn hair. Oh, child. It's so funny how you do like a 180 because now grown Liz is like, I love my natural hair. Like, even when I
I
got
know.
my silk press, it was like cute, but I was like, I miss my natural hair.
I haven't gotten none of that in
Years.
damn long time.
Do you even own a straightener?
I actually do.
I
For
don't.
what? We don't know. Well, I don't. I need to get like my hair cut, and I haven't accepted it. So
So easy.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. But I have curly hair, and it has to be done a certain way, and I'm not gonna
Yes.
just let anybody put their hands on my hair.
You already
So
know.
you know
Mm.
how I am. You know how I am, and I have to be willing to cut off whatever because I really need to get my hair healthy. I do want to get it pressed every once in a while, but
Yeah.
I
Just
also
to
live in
see like
Hawaii.
the length and the health. And that is true living in Hawaii because that humidity, I remember growing up in South Florida and getting my hair straightened and coming outside and that shit is ruined within like an hour. I'm like,
Exactly.
so disrespectful. Like,
It's just our hair. I don't think it's really also meant to be like that.
yeah,
So
exactly. Our hair was telling us in the first place, like, bro, I'm not even supposed to be doing this. Like, you get mad, but I'm reacting like this because you're trying to make me do something I'm not supposed to do. So, this is true.
it's sad.
Very sad. In more not so sad news, our first topic for today is having the importance of having supportive friends, not just friends, but supportive people in your life. So, our lovely Libra Jasly is going to start us off and like why do you what's the question I'm looking for because I have one specifically. What have you gone through that has shown you like, okay, I thought maybe you were a supportive friend, and then when I wanted to do what I wanted to do, you showed me you weren't really so supportive. Like, have you ever had a situation like that?
Ooh. Well, not necessarily like that.
Or just any situation where you thought a friend was supportive and
Well,
then
yeah.
like where it came time to do what you actually wanted to do, they weren't supporting you?
Well, It's like, I don't know how to explain it. No, that ain't it. I don't think I've been in that place because I don't really, people have been supportive of me,
Yeah.
but then people are petty and I don't know. Then
Yeah.
I stop. I just like distance myself from people when they start acting funny for absolutely no reason because I peep certain comments
Yes. This is
and I'm
true.
like, for what? I'm like I take care of people entirely too much,
Yes.
and I realize that I just like give too much,
Yes.
and I've learned not to do that. But that's really the only issue I've had. I haven't really had a problem with anyone supporting me. Definitely
Mm-hmm.
had a problem with people not respecting my boundaries, though. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that much, and that's important.
That's very important. And you made a great point because I think that's where we differ. And that's something I've learned from you. Like, you'll start noticing weird energy and you'll be like, I'm going to keep it moving. I'll notice weird energy in the past and I will just be like, oh, maybe they're having a bad day. Like, I always just give passes and excuses. But now, learning from my friend and my Libras, I'm more like, as soon as the energy is weird, like, I'm good. I'm not even finna sit here, and it's not saying like I'm gonna cut
Test
you
the
off or
waters.
nothing like that. Yeah, but it's just like, I'll talk to you back when you things is good, because I'm not about to question my gut, and my gut's telling me like you acting funny.
Yeah, no, and I was like that. I was like, oh, maybe not,
Yeah,
maybe this,
like
maybe
me.
that. Now I've definitely had a hard lesson, and I was like, you got it. Like if somebody you feel like
Exactly.
somebody being funny, they being funny. If somebody talks to you, they're being off. And I I remember because I worked so much that I was like, maybe I'm not like social enough. Like I'm
Yeah.
how am I gonna meet people and make connections and this and that, right? Have a business. The whole time, girl, you should have just stayed doing what you was doing
Mm-hmm.
because I don't think I had the right intention, maybe, or the
Yeah.
right energy going into it. And boy, did I attract some hot ass mess. Is what I
Yes.
did.
That's another important point. Like, when you go into things, especially with other people, you got to have the right energy because you're going to attract what you're putting off. So if you're
Mhm.
on like some superficial or other type of time, you're going to attract that. And then you're going to be sitting there like, oh, why is everybody like cheating me and doing me wrong? But it's like you didn't even have the best intentions when you came in this.
Well, didn't like most of my friends are kind of far away, so me having there's not many people that I've well there is many people that I've cut off from being
Mm-hmm.
like far away. But as far as like being here, I don't get to socialize that much with my friends. So I
Yeah.
was learning certain boundaries that I needed to set. Like I'm an adult now. I'm not a teenager
Yes.
anymore. I have kids. I'm married. There's certain boundaries that have to be in place. Certain things that I have to respect from other people. And I didn't
Yes.
have that. And all of that was just a learning lesson for me. So yeah,
Girl.
stand on what you. Really, it's just not being too friendly, not letting people into your house like that. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but meet people outside of your house.
Yes,
Be
because your
careful who
house
you
is your
bring
safe
around.
space.
Careful who
And
you bring
I,
around your kids.
yes, your family, your other friends, like, and I wanted to touch on a great point you made too about like, you're an adult now. Like, the teenage boundaries and the adult boundaries are very different because you got to think about it. When you're a teenager, you still in your parents or whoever you live with house. Most of us don't live on our own as a
Hmm.
teenager. So even though you have boundaries, your boundaries have exceptions because it's like, well, I live with my parents, I see my grandma, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Hmm.
I can't cut them off like I live with them. As an adult, you can set whatever boundary you need to. Like, you don't have to make no exceptions. And I think that's something I had to learn for myself because, like, I would set boundaries and then be like, oh, my family, my this, my that. But it's like,
Hmm.
no, because you
Yeah.
start letting like one ant in, then another ant comes, and then that ant is like, hey, let's go here. And before you know it, you have like 10 ants, and you were supposed to be setting this boundary, and now nobody's even taking that serious.
Yeah. I remember actually being around people, even though I knew that like they kind of made me uncomfortable, like just for the fuck of it. And I'm like, I wish I could have got
Me
it myself.
too. Me
But
too.
also with family, I definitely learned that y'all not just about to overstep certain boundaries. But when you're when you first become an adult, you're like, you don't want to come off rude,
Yeah.
disrespectful, and you don't really have an understanding. You still need guidance from,
Yeah.
like I needed guidance from my mom and my
Yeah.
grandmother, still do. But now I understand that certain things are not going to fly, certain comments are not going to fly.
Yes.
We're not going to communicate in like this way.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I think that's really an important thing too. Like, taking the title off of people is when you make your boundaries, and just saying this disrespect from anybody is not tolerated. Like, I used to be like, oh well, it's my family member, so this is, it made me uncomfortable, my guts telling me we don't like this, but I'm like, oh, it's okay because it's my family member. No, it's not okay. They're not allowed to say it. You said that this was your boundary and this is what you don't want people talking about, so nobody should talk about that.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to be done, and you have to respect that. It's not that I cut you off forever. Some things don't have to go that far,
Yes.
but I would definitely keep my distance.
Yes.
Definitely keep my distance, because for what? If you don't take anything I'm telling you in consideration,
Yeah.
why am I going to continue to bother and going out of my way to speak to you
Literally a
respectfully?
lesson I had to learn, like, whole clown makeup, because I had to talk to myself and be like, girl, you looking crazy. You keep trying in this situation where it's saying this is not working. Like, why would you keep sitting here trying to create something with somebody, whether it's a family member, whoever, and it's clearly saying like, this doesn't make me feel good. This makes me, anxious or whatever. Like, just
It
stop.
doesn't make you happy. Like, it doesn't really make you happy.
Yeah, you just keep hitting this stop sign. Like, every time it's like a full force run, and then you slam into this stop sign. And then you just get up and you're like, well, I'm gonna try again. But it's like, bro, every time you
You get
try, that
tired.
stop
You
sign.
get really tired, and it's just like, if some things just don't change, they don't change.
Yes,
They don't
yes.
change. And
I
especially
got
when you're trying, especially when you're
yes.
trying with people, like you are trying like different ways. So it's like, maybe I'm going about this the wrong way. Maybe I'm saying the
Mm-hmm.
wrong thing, wrong attitude. I don't know. Let's just change it all. Let's try this. Let's try that.
Yes,
And
let's
you
try.
still not going? Honey,
It's
honey, I'm
it's
done.
done. Speaking of supportive friends, I've had to cut off friends with stuff like that, because it's just like, I think another important part about being a supportive friend is like, you have to support your friend through the different stages of them. Like, you're
Mm-hmm.
not the same Jasly that I met in, like, what, 20, I don't even know what year that was we met, but it was a long time ago.
Honestly, yeah.
Like, you have kids, you are married, you have a business, like, there's just so many other aspects and levels to you. So being a true supportive friend, I gotta support you through all of that. I can't just be like, well, Jesse, you not how you was in middle school no more, you changed.
That's, am I not supposed to? Am I supposed to still be playing with my dolls? And I don't know.
Looking like a
Grow up.
blueberry.
Listen, I go for that any day. Trend setting. No, but yeah, that is weird. People like, oh, you've changed. I'm supposed to change.
I'm
I think I
supposed
think
to.
I think it's okay for you to say that if people made a dramatic change where
Yes.
like your ego takes over. Let's like money changed you.
Yes.
All of a sudden you act like you too good for people. Like you wasn't
Yes.
just broke 2 months ago.
Exactly. Like, humble
Like,
yourself. Like, remember where you
yeah.
come from.
When you start treating people differently, is that's when
Yes.
somebody has changed. If someone doesn't want to hang around no more because they're going through different, yes, they're changing. That's not the
Yeah.
scene anymore. The club is not the scene anymore. If someone settles down, and yes, they've changed because they want to be home where they don't want to be. Yes, they've
Yes.
changed.
And I think people need to be more open to change it. Even with myself, like, I've had to let go of my anxiety with change and remind myself, like, bro, you don't know what your future is going to look like. You can plan it and you can make steps and you can say, like, this is what I definitely want.
Yeah,
But to sit here and be like, oh, 10 years from now, I'm going to feel like this. And, bro, I don't even know what
How you
she's
gonna plan
gonna
how you
be
feel?
like, exactly. So it's just like, that's weird. I hate when like people have new friends or like start doing something new and people are just like, oh, you doing that now because so and so. And it's just like, yeah, like that's how things work. Like I'm hanging around these new people and they talk about this
Yes.
and we're trying this. Like, why you gotta make it weird?
Yeah, maybe you just you tried a new food and now you want to eat more of that food. Yeah.
Exactly.
Someone introduced me to that. I mean, what? Don't be weird.
Yes,
Sweet
people
journey.
be trying to make it so weird and they'll be like, oh, you're not
You're
really a
copying
so
them.
and so. Yes, or you're copying them. That thing is, that pisses me off the most. And I think that's the Aries and Libra thing because no two Aries or two Libras are the same. Like, we're all very
Mm-hmm.
different. We have some similar traits, but we're all very different. So don't sit here and try to tell me that I'm copying somebody. Like,
Yeah.
insult me. The fuck?
Just because we're trying the same products here and whatever, like,
Like, bro,
no.
let's be for real. We're humans on a earth. We're gonna have some similarities. That doesn't mean we're copying each other. It's just
Yeah.
saying you like this or you use this, I like this and I use it.
You don't
Not a
say
big
nothing
deal.
about the same lady you see at Starbucks every day. With the same order as you. Who's
Like,
copying it? I just
exactly.
like it. I mean,
Just
copying
liking
is
people.
literally being like everything I do, you do.
Yes. And that's, I mean,
I've heard
it's,
of that, and I've heard of that, and I'm like, ugh.
but that's what I'm saying,
Yikes.
like with that, because I've heard of it too. I would just take it as flattery. As long as it doesn't get to like a psychotic thing to where it's like, okay, now they're
Mm-hmm.
following me around. But if they're just copying everything you do, like shit. As long
I've
as they
distanced
not
myself.
illegally taking your stuff and
I would just distance myself.
yeah. Cause I don't, bro, I already have enough time with me. So I don't need you to become me. Like I don't need another me. I just talk to myself.
Yeah,
That's
no, that's
weird.
strange. No, that's strange.
Very strange.
I already
But
have a
yes,
kid that wants to copy everything we do.
you
That's
said that you said what?
Andres. He will
Oh,
copy everything you do.
that's
Everything
one
you do
of
and say.
the kid phases that I am not so fond of because I you can tell like I'll get around the kids like my cousins or Shad's cousins and I'm just like, all right, you're copying this person now because you're doing everything like them and now you're copying this person and I'm just I don't know how to
Gross.
explain to them like be yourself because they're kids. Like they're just like I'm figuring out who I am by copying people, but I'm like,
No, that
no.
ain't it. That ain't it. Or hey, watch this. We're in that phase right now.
See, okay, you're lucky because the that is probably equivalent or worse than the guess what phase. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what?
Yeah, no,
Guess
I'm there with that one though. Guess what? Look at this. Hey, mommy, look, I'm driving. I snapped like actually barely. I was like, "Do you want me to crash the car?"
oh no, you
No.
did the drama. The drama.
He's mad at me because I can't see the helicopter.
Listen, mom, you need to figure
What
out
are
how
we
to get
supposed to
eyes on
do?
the back of your head. Maybe
I
be a
already have the damn
spider.
double sunroof. What else do you want me to do? I can't see it.
You need to
I
be
can't see it.
like a spider. Have it. It's just what's the creature? Don't spiders have a lot of eyes?
Yeah,
Yeah, you need to be a spider. That's what he's basically saying. Like,
I don't like
I need you to
spiders.
be able to see everything, see the road, see what I'm talking about, all of it.
Needy, needy.
And that's another, I think, important point for supporter friends. Your friends need to support like being distant. Like I cannot have a needy friend who does not understand. Like I just reposted this Aries meme. It was like, as my friend, you gotta understand I don't want to talk every day.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with not talking. Like, you know me. I'm like, yeah, we doing my own thing. Or I'd be like, oops, I forgot.
It's
I
it's life.
mean, I don't see myself as a needy friend. So
Yeah. I don't see myself as that. I don't want that.
I don't think
And I
I
don't
tried
think
that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I,
Oh my god.
you know, we ain't gonna shout no people out, but I attracted that once. And I don't think I saw it as needy because I was like being too nice in my too nice face. So it was like, oh well, you need this. But now when I look back at it, I was like, oh yeah, that was like super needy. Like,
Well, I don't think it's neediness that it was that this person. He did always want to fucking hang out with me, but I think it was for the wrong reasons. It wasn't like a
yeah,
neediness. It was
it was
like
more
trying to
like
get to know
want
it.
to be by
No, they
themselves.
wanted to know. No, they wanted
Oh,
to. It's just one of those people that want to know everything.
yeah, being nosy. You
And
can
I'm not going
always
for it.
tell that vibe, like, stop being weird.
Well, I got the red flags. I got the red flags pretty soon. And I was like, I was trying to like have build that friendship like little by little. I was like,
Yeah.
and then I started seeing some red flags, major red flags, where I was like, oh, I can't
So
even open myself up to you.
I want you to like help me with this part because like when you have trust issues with friends, right? How do you stay in that middle line? Because like when you have crazy trust issues, then somebody's just trying to get to know you and you're taking everything as like, oh, they're trying to be nosy, they're trying to be nosy. And it's like, no, sometimes people are just trying to get to know you. So how do you stay like in balance with that?
Well, first, I always just tell myself like you're not gonna fully trust anyone, like
Yeah,
anyone.
you got being
So
honest with yourself.
be honest with yourself. Okay, fine. I can tell parts of myself to you. I don't have to tell you everything for you to know me, really, right? And I'm careful with what I share with people. And a lot of times I have like I'm strategic. I hate to say it, but if anything ever comes out, I know it was you.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
I don't
I
talk to
think,
nobody.
yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same. Like, for one, my gut's gonna tell me. So, like, if I'm telling you something or I'm about to tell you something and I have a feeling, it's like, oh, don't tell. So, I'll still like say something because it's like, oh, I was about to say something. You could tell I was about to say something, but I don't say what I was gonna originally say. And then it's like you said too, it's like I only say certain things to certain people. So, I know if anything were to be like, oh, something was told, I know who said what.
You can read the energy too, and you can also feel if it shifts.
Yeah.
If you anything is just being aware. It's being aware of yourself and being aware of others. Really,
Yes. Yes. I
it's
feel
really
like
not much else to it.
that's where like working out and meditating comes in for me. Like that helps me keep good mental strength because a lot of stuff is just in your mind and like even when you're tripping about something, when you're happy, all emotions, all everything, it's like in your mind. So when you have the ability to like have more control over that and have a stronger mind, you can, be like, okay, this, you know where to put everything.
Yeah. Well, with me, it's a little different though. With me, I don't know how. I think it's just over time I built that. I think it's something that you build over time. But
That too.
I really am a strong believer of it has to start with you.
Yes.
Cannot read shit about people if you don't know nothing about you at all.
Yes. Yes.
Because your energy might shift if somebody says some crazy
Yeah.
shit, right?
Yeah. But you
You're
got
gonna
to
understand
know
how your body
why.
reacts.
Exactly. And you got to know why. Like, you have to know yourself to know why, okay, what they just said pissed me off.
I'll say this. If you understand yourself and your own energy, when somebody is giving off their energy, you're gonna understand what it is. You're gonna
Yes.
understand
That's
that they're
true.
uncomfortable. You're gonna understand that like, oh, okay, they're listening to you.
Yes.
Just by you understanding your own emotions,
Mm-hmm.
that's that's a good one.
That is
It's
another
a good one.
Libra gem. But it's like literally just sitting with your emotions and like meditating, working out, whatever, like you said, spending time, like over time, it's like building a muscle. Like it gets stronger the more you do it. And now I'm so much better because in the past I used to get so upset with myself when I would feel an emotion that I didn't want. I'd be like, oh my gosh, why are you crying right now? Why are you mad right now? Why are you this? Why are you that? And I'm like, okay, that doesn't help. Like,
I don't.
getting frustrated with yourself doesn't make you feel any better. You need to sit whatever you need. Like, ask yourself what you need. If I need to cry for 10 minutes, I need to cry for 10 minutes. I don't have to bring nobody else into this. I don't have to press record and post it on my story. No, just cry for 10 minutes, feel your feelings, and then ask yourself, okay, why are we
It's just
crying?
embarrassing.
I listen, like I try to always think in terms of like, everything is content and share your life and be honest, but I just can never see myself pressing record and crying. I never can see it ever.
Oh, I just yeah, no.
I'm not knocking the people who do it because y'all tap into something else I don't have. But maybe you just
No.
have to be a really good actress. Because I just feel like as soon as I press record, the voice in my head is gonna be like, what the fuck are you
I I just don't even. It's just not a thought for me. So why is it a thought? I just really want to understand why. Why
doing?
that came across your head? Like I should pull out my phone and
I think,
record this
okay,
right
I'm
now.
gonna I'm gonna
Maybe
be
you
on
want to
my
go back.
Libra. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna be on my Libra and I'm gonna look at both sides. Maybe they're like, oh my God, this will motivate somebody. Like this, like somebody feels like me.
You can
And
keep it. Keep your motivational speech.
no, oh, that what pissed me off? That and the people who be doing the really aggressive motivational speeches and who be spitting and like their face is turning and like the mud, like it's just a lot.
Come
I
again,
don't
say
want.
what?
I can't. I can't do too
Mm-mm.
much
You
drama.
spit on me, I promise I'm going to shit out of you. That's
Like,
you violated.
and it's so funny thinking about it because I'm a pretty dramatic person myself. Not overly dramatic, but I love drama sometimes. But when it comes to like videos or like sending me, like, don't send me no shit that's too dramatic. Just, I don't want to see that. I just hate the
Like
extra
screaming.
shit. Like, oh my God.
You gotta send me an example ASAP.
I'm gonna send you one. You're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. It's making me cringe right now.
Oh
And it's
God.
I love it for some people because it motivates the hell out of some people. Be like, yeah, yeah, this is me, woo! And I'm just like, I love that for y'all. But I'm watching this right now, like, what? Like, why are you doing so much? Why are you
Mm,
doing so much?
you could have gotten your point across in a calmer way.
Yes, I feel like, and then I think maybe that's because of how I was growing up. Like, young Liz, oh my gosh, she was so dramatic. She was so like just a theater kid and just
That's right, you were a theater kid.
I
I
was
was a
theater
theater
kid
kid in my
always
head, I
a little bit.
guess.
But who child, very dramatic. So maybe that's why it makes sense now. I'm like balanced out because now in this point of my life, I'm like, I don't want all that extra shit. Like, get
It's
home.
always dramatic. Like it was extreme for me. Everything had to be extreme for me. I
Yeah.
just didn't know any. I didn't know anything else but extreme.
This is true because Jasly wanted to strip her heels.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
how
I
old were
wanted
you
to
again?
heels. Bro, I was like 4 or 5. One of my aunties had him, and I was like, "Can I have your shoes?" Oh, I always looked the extraness.
Imagine you stepping out on the street like that, 4 or 5 years old with your heels on. They're gonna be like, "Who the
I
fuck's
used to put them
baby is
on and
this,
definitely walk around the parties.
girl?"
Trendsetter.
Listen, that is true. Since a young age, she was setting these trends. She was setting these trends. Did you have any more points for supporter friends? I feel like we hit some very good ones.
You don't have to preach to your friends.
Don't get me
You
started, girl.
really
You
don't.
know how I be.
Yeah. You can like just a little bit maybe, but don't overdo it.
I
It's
want
just
that
learning.
less
I
and
think
less.
it's learning, but it takes learning.
Yes,
Because
it
sometimes like
takes
someone's just being passionate about you
mhm.
as a friend. I think that's all it
Yes.
is.
Yes.
But
And it's not saying don't like take it the wrong way, because it's like you said, they're being passionate. They love you. It's a great thing. But
don't be
you
a
ain't
fan.
gotta. If your friend, and you have to listen to your friend. That's another good point. I'm glad you said that, because that made me think of this.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to what your friend says they want, not what you think they want or what you
Yeah.
think they need, what they are saying. And if you cannot give your friend what they are saying they want, then you need to let them know, I love you, but I can't give
Where,
this to you.
but your friend also has to be you, or your friend needs to be able to tell someone what you need from them as well.
Okay.
Because somebody could also be assuming that you need something else, and that's not what you really need, but you're not
Yes.
expressing
But you're
that,
not
the,
exactly. I was going to say that you're not opening your mouth and saying, this is not what I need.
and I think so. This conversation is because we all need someone at times. Like, don't
Yeah.
think that you have to go through things by yourself.
Not at all.
I do think there's some things that you're able to kind of just like keep to yourself for a moment. You don't have to go run to somebody right away. That's also something, be careful with that.
Exactly.
But I think we all like need support, and sometimes have somebody listen to us, no matter how heavy it might be.
Yes.
We should always have someone to talk to. It can be hard to sit there with certain things that
Everything.
we just go through, like
Yes.
support. It's much, it can make you feel so much better.
It
Just
really
someone
can.
listening to you.
Yes.
So
And you gotta,
yeah.
like you said, you gotta be able to express to people what you need, and express how, like, it's been really a big change for me these past few months, because I've been talking to the people that I, speak to regularly, and telling them, like, hey, the me that y'all have been used to for a while, like, she's changing. Like, I can't talk to y'all as often. I
You're
just can't,
definitely open.
yeah, available like the way I used to. And it's a difference and it's a change, but as I do it more, I'm like, okay, this is what
Yeah.
this feels good. And then also I have these better relationships now with my people, because we get each other. So when we do talk, it's like you said, that not so much of the preaching or the things that I don't like, because I'm expressing to them, like, hey, maybe, when you give me advice, or you're just trying to give me words of encouragement, can you not do the, this or that?
Mm-hmm. And you should do that with relationships, friendships,
Yes.
anybody, really anybody. It can be your kids,
Mm-hmm.
anybody. We just want to give you healthy partners for whenever you need support and whenever you're giving support to someone.
Yes. And I think one of the most important points to end this with is, when you do that work with yourself, like, remember, it's you're still not even alone there. You have your ancestors. You have your people who are connected to you. They're literally around you at all times. They're a part of you, and you can talk to them. Like, you're not
Yeah.
alone, to the sense to where it's just like, oh, I got to do it all this by myself. Like, I have been really going through some tough anxiety these past 2 weeks. Going to the altar every day has been like my sanity, like, being able to
Mm,
go to my ancestors and be like, y'all, I'm feeling like this. Sometimes I can talk and, tell them how I'm feeling, which also helps me understand my feelings more, because I'm talking out loud about my feelings. And sometimes all I can do is go up to the altar and cry. But either way, I'm taking this time for myself and my feelings, so that I don't do like you were saying earlier. And every time I feel away, just immediately go call somebody and dump on them, because I can't deal with my emotions by myself.
yeah. And everybody deals with it different. Um,
Yeah.
you might want to take a shower, and that will make you feel better. I love taking showers. That always makes me
Yes.
feel better. Lay
Yes.
down and write, watch a movie might make you feel better. Do what makes you feel better.
Do
You
what
don't
makes you
always
feel
have to go run to somebody. You don't.
exactly. Do what makes you feel good. And while you do that, talk to your ancestors. Like Jasly was saying, take a shower. Like, I know you've talked to your ancestors in the shower. I talk to my, oh, I be having some of the best conversations in the shower. Like, the downloads would be crazy. And I just be like, oh, snap. Like,
Yeah.
is it this water? I don't know what it is. But just while you're doing the things that really make your spirit and your soul happy, like, talk to them more. Cause I know this
Just
with myself.
relax.
Yes, you're
That's
relaxed. They can get the messages through to you easier, because you're not so tense or anxious or overthinking or working. And then also, it's like, it makes that connection easier. Like I notice now I can hear them more because I'm talking to them more and I'm including them in more stuff. Like when I need things, I tell them like I need y'all strength. Like you have think about the thousands of ancestors you have. Like you have ones that were like better with like being a boss bitch and ones that were better with being a little more sensitive and emotional. So it's like telling them like, okay, I need your strength today. I need your sensitivity today. Like they can help you with all of that.
Oh yeah, I be feeling like I know I be talking to like my grandmother when I'm in the kitchen and cooking. Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I know sometimes I'm like, you can also sense when people are like being too much.
Yeah.
Like y'all need to chill. I didn't even mean that's not even me anymore.
Yes.
Chill out.
Yes. Do you
But
like
it's
when you say
understanding.
that you say you feel like when your ancestors are doing too much?
Yeah, like they be encouraging too much. I'm like, excuse you. I'm not doing that.
See, that is so hilarious because that's me not only with my ancestors, but with you. Like there'll be certain times this is why y'all have to have that one friend who's like when you need advice, you need the words of encouragement, whatever, no filter. Because Jasly will say certain shit and I'm like, girl, I'm not doing
Yes, yes. I'm encouraging and just know that it's okay.
like literally. I'll be like, I want to do this. It's a really bad thing to do. So I'm not gonna do it. But I'm just telling you I want to do it. Jesse's like, I'll just if I was you, I'd do it. Like
It depends what it is. It depends what it is. Because if I'm like, shit, I would do it. I'm not gonna say it. Like, no, you shouldn't do it. No, bitch, listen, I would have did it too. So go on ahead.
and that's why I always appreciate the honesty because I don't want you to sit there and lie and be like, don't do it. Like, no shit, I would have done
I can't. It doesn't sit well with me to sit
it.
here
Yes.
and tell you some bullshit. No.
Girl, another supportive friend tip. Don't be having no yes men as friends. Like you're never gonna be my yes man, and I'm never gonna be your yes man. Jasly could call me and be like, Alyssa, we took too many days off. We're supposed to record. And I'm like, but I'm like, yeah, she's right. Don't be having no friends that when you're on bullshit, they like co-sign your bullshit.
Yeah, it ain't going. It ain't going to go well for you. It might go well for a little bit until you need it. Then you're gonna be mad. Oh, why didn't you tell me nothing? You wanted me to say
Exactly.
something?
Exactly. Because the moment it backfires,
Well,
you be mad.
also, if you don't take things well, people might not want to tell you either.
That's an important part too, because I've been on both sides. I've been the person to where it's like I brought something to somebody and then they didn't take it well, and it's like now I don't want to tell you shit because I know your ass gonna get mad and you're gonna do all this extra shit, and I don't want to tell you nothing now. And then I've also been the person who's like, people don't want to tell me stuff because they're like, Alyssa, you always get defensive. And I'm like, damn, y'all right, I do get defensive.
Don't be that person. Just I always like you might not agree with everything someone might say, but it's like taking consideration. There might be something in there that you needed to hear.
Exactly. Exactly. Even if
Something.
out of those 50 words, it was only two that stuck with you, like it's about the message, not the messenger. I always believe that.
And if you don't really understand where it came from, ask for guidance to like help you understand them. Because anytime
Yes.
that I'm like, okay, I need some clarity on this. Like I usually say things out loud, but I'm like, hey, I need
Yes.
clarity on this and this and that. I
Yes.
promise you I'm gonna get clarity.
Okay. That's it. Like
It would
literally.
be it will be like the strangest thing out of nowhere. And I'm like, oh wow, that's one way to get the answer across. Or like I didn't
Yeah.
expect it to come like that. The clarity and to have the understanding of whatever you weren't sure about. But just
Yes.
know that if you ask, you will get it.
If you ask, you will get it. And that's why you have to establish that relationship with your ancestors so that you understand the signs too. Because your signs aren't going to look like everybody else. Like, I can be honest, in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of my spiritual journey, I compared myself a lot. I was like, oh, why can't I like do this or why can't I do that? Now, I
Mm-hmm.
would say I started my spiritual journey like maybe 2020, like late 2020. It's 2023
We started at the same
now.
time.
Of course, sister signs.
It's like
But
mid
yeah,
2020.
I'm like, now I'm just like, bro, you're so far ahead of where you were when you started, and none of this looks like how you thought it was supposed to look, or like how this person's looks like. Just build your relationship with your ancestors. Worry about what you can do.
Yeah, everybody is different. Like, with me, a lot of my sons will come through my dreams, and then
Mm-hmm.
we could be having a conversation, and then it's like a download will hit
Yes.
me. I'm like, oh, that's what you were
Yes.
saying. And
Mm-hmm.
then I'll have to like either redirect or just have an understanding of what's going on in that
Yes.
situation, or your omens might be different. It's whatever really stands out to you.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be your own unique thing because it's like between you and your spirits. Like, but it's just like you say, you ask for clarity. There's things where I don't, that they help me a lot too with my anxiety, because I'll be quick to go to the cards. You already know me. Like
I
sometimes
know, I
in
used to.
sometimes I don't want to see or like hear or read the message, because I'm like, oh, because you know the cards are gonna give it
Hmm.
to you. How they're gonna give it to you. So for our listeners who don't know, by the cards I mean tarot cards. If y'all aren't familiar with tarot cards or tarot readings, look it up. It's everywhere. But do not get a reading if you're not ready for the truth, please, because there will be
I'm
people who
always
will
ready.
they go to
I'm like,
readings.
give it to me.
Yes,
Let's go.
that's me and you. But there's people who go to readings and they're just like, this was all bad stuff. And it's just like,
It is not always all bad stuff. It's just
it's not
where
always all
your
bad.
mentality is stuck. That's
Exactly.
how you
And it
take
might
it.
not be something you want to hear. Like, I'm there, every single reading I've had is like some stuff. Readings that I've had done on me and readings that I've done on myself.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, that was kind of hard to hear. But I'm glad because at least I'm not blindsided. Like, I
Yes.
love when I pull a card and it tells me something and it happens in the future. And I'm like, I knew it was going to happen. So I prepare
Oh, you
myself.
will love my life. You will love my life with my dreams. I don't know what the things that I go through, and it's like as the days go by, it gets a little stronger. Like I, I can something before she might tell me, Alyssa might tell me, I'll have a dream about it, or like I'm connected to her to where like I know it's really who I'm connected with, but
Yes.
some things will happen to the T where I have to just sit there and be like, wow, like this really just
You
happened.
have those moments, yes. And it's
I have a
crazy
lot.
because I was gonna say that, like in the beginning, it's like, oh, that's crazy, that's crazy. But now we have so many where I'm just like, okay, like
Wow,
okay, I see what
thanks.
y'all did there. Like
But I want you all to know as well that it took a lot of me educating myself as well.
yes,
And
we definitely gotta add that. Like we don't want to come off as just like we're just like, oh, this was so easy. Like, no. It was a lot
no,
of education, learning, making mistakes, falling down. Like I think one of the times where I got even closer to my ancestors was in one of my most uncomfortable times in life where I felt
every
really like
time.
low. Yes. Because when you feel like all the shit around you is falling apart, who else to go through but like go to but the spirits? Like literally.
You really feel it. I mean, it's yeah, yeah. I've gotten very close to them, but it's definitely a lot of like educating yourself. And I'll say this because me learning what certain things mean. Everybody's different. Some people with like, I'm talking as far as my dreams. Some people have
Yeah.
dreams to T of what it's trying to tell you. With me,
Yes.
some things have a certain meaning. It's not what I see. There's
Exactly.
something. So I have like my own book and things that I go through.
Yes.
And the first time I read it, I was like, okay, maybe it means that. Like, you're not
Mm-hmm.
sure because you don't want
Yeah.
to rely on. You don't want to be like,
Yes.
this is that, because
Yes.
it might mean something. You might have not even
And
gotten the whole
it
message.
yes, and it can have different meanings. So I agree. You don't want to like put
Don't take that
everything
and
into
run with it.
yes. Just take the parts that like touch you. Like I'll read a definition for a card and I'm like, oh, that don't fit, but that fits. So okay, that's the message for me.
Or just be like, okay, like I'll remember this just in case, because you'll know later on in your day or the next day if this is kind of applies to it or if
Yes.
something else applies to it. And then after having so many of the same omens in the dreams, you're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, this is what this means. So
Yes.
I have an understanding now, and I'm more sure of what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I get the message now. Don't worry, I got it. No, there's no questions. There's no
Yes.
questions.
Answer received very clearly. But and then also like you made a good point, like with your dreams and different symbols and meanings. I noticed too with ancestors and in the astral realm, like they speak a lot in code, but it's the code
Mm-hmm.
that you and them understand. So it's like Jasly said,
Yeah.
like my dreams sometimes I'm like, wait, we were on the island and then I was at the top of the cat. Like, what? But then when I sit and I think about everything and I go through my journal, I'm like, oh, snap, this. And I saw
Mm-hmm.
this in my dream and I just saw this on the commercial. So don't take everything so literally. And then
Mm-hmm.
also, you got to go when you like tap into your spiritual side of yourself, be open minded because you
Yeah.
can't go with a closed mind and with like what you were taught because a lot of the
Well,
things aren't like that.
well, sweetheart. Let me tell you something. If you're not open minded, the message will not come. Will not come through.
This is true. This is true. Because you ever notice some of your family members, you like, oh, I could tell the ancestors don't work with you. I can tell.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I can tell that it's tried to work with certain people. You
This
can
is
tell
true.
when somebody's been trying like to work with you, and you're just not listening. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
fuck it. You're not. You don't. You like, oh, you think it's some bullshit.
No,
Okay.
for real.
They will really show who like we just. What do we do?
Yes.
They'll still help you. I will say that. I see like they still kind of help you, but it's kind of like there's only so much I can do for you. You don't
Exactly.
want to.
And
You can't. If you
depending
don't want to
on,
help yourself, how the fuck am I gonna help
yes,
you?
depending on how much you want to help yourself and how real you want to be with yourself is how much they'll help you. Like, and that's another thing we have to add to it. The ancestors are not about to help you just because they're your ancestors. Like, they will straight up tell your ass, like, no, like you're on some
No.
bullshit. You don't take accountability. You don't admit when you're wrong. Like, you just have all these issues. We're not about to help you. Fix yourself a little bit more first. So you have
Mm-hmm.
to be like going into the spiritual side is being able to be 100% honest, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you feel like you've been stripped of everything, because they know everything. Like they know the past, the future, the
Yeah.
present. Like even before you're going through something, they know. And then also, they are you. Like literally. So these traits and these things you have, you're like, oh, I'm so sneaky because blah, blah, blah. And they're like, bro, I did that 200 years ago. Like we all done that. Like, they
Yeah.
know
Like
what you're
you're
doing.
slick. I don't know why I'm feeling like I should say this, but also because offerings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Be careful if you ain't really doing your work, and because you might be giving offerings to somebody who just want that offering.
Okay. That's a very important part, and I'm glad you added that too, because I do offerings for my spirits. You
I
have to
did
make
too.
sure you have that connection, and you can't like. That's another thing. Spirituality is not like religion where you're just like getting down on your knees and worshiping these beings, because there's beings that like if you do that they're gonna take advantage of that. So you sit here giving this offering and
That's
doing things
extreme.
like
I'm
because
talking
you
to my
read.
family, bro.
Yes, like you need to talk to your spirits, talk to your people, do your research so that you don't get yourself caught up in some shit to where you give her an offering to a whole nother spirit.
Well, you can work with certain spirits, but you educate yourself. You have to educate yourself about who you are working with,
Yes.
because don't throw
Girl,
yourself to them. Don't be the dumbass to throw yourself to them. I
people
hate to
be
say it, but it's the truth.
finding they be finding a spirit on TikTok and be like, this spirit looks cute. Let me do a spell to them.
I never heard of shit like this. Jesus Christ. I see. No, I ain't going for it. It's just
Do your
y'all.
own
Y'all concern me.
research.
We
Do
don't
your
have to
own
do.
research. First of all, start with the foundation of your ancestors, because like when you start there, it's a good foundation that they're gonna protect you, like so you ain't gonna do
Yeah.
certain stupid shit in the first place, because you're gonna have an idea and they're gonna be like, no, dumbass, don't do that. Then also that way, when you like, whenever I start working with other spirits, I always clear it through my ancestors first, so I'm not
Mm-hmm.
getting too caught up in like this spirit or this spirit. No, it's my ancestors, and then this other
And
person comes on
really, I'll
top.
say this. Also, you should always be hearing somebody talking because that's how you
Yes.
get guided. That's guidance, right?
Mm-hmm.
They should be pushing you to do well.
Yes.
You shouldn't hear that's your own,
Negative.
probably your own fucking mind fucking with you if you
Yes.
hear negativity. Don't
And
be going
that's
for that. Be careful.
and
Ain't
really
nobody
that
tell you to go in and it hit nobody.
okay.
I wasn't it, boo.
Don't be trying to say my ancestors told me to beat your ass. No. You need to
Mm-mm.
do a meditation and you're not at peace, and that's why you chose to beat that person ass. Trying to blame that on the ancestors.
Blame it on anybody, really.
No, really. And that's the thing. It's just like I said, if you're not ready to take accountability, you're not ready to be real, and like that's really the main reason why I got on my spiritual journey, was to do like heavy shadow work. Like, and then we all know shadow work never ends. So sometimes it's heavier, sometimes it's lighter, but to do that, you got to be able to be ready to face like all parts of yourself. The really disgusting parts that like you buried and you were like, oh, that's so cringe, I never want to think about that again. You have to face all of that. So you got to be
I
able to be
wanted,
real.
I got into it because I just wanted to do better. Like, I just wanted to do better. I wanted to like
Yeah.
feel better.
Yes.
But I mean, mine was extreme though. So I guess we won't go into it today. But it was like, holy shit, I've been living like in the dark.
Yes,
What is going
girl.
on?
That we will
And
save that for another episode, but same. You
but
have
I
that
didn't realize.
awakening in the beginning though, where you're
Yeah,
just like, oh my
I
gosh.
had a
Like, oh
huge, but it was beautiful. It was
yeah.
something that I really needed, and
Mm-hmm.
man, it was
It's
like
like a
holy shit.
rebirth. It's really like a
Yeah,
rebirth. Like
and
Phoenix
seeing,
rising from the ashes.
but I didn't understand what I was getting myself into, like whatsoever. Didn't
Me
understand how
neither.
many heartbreaks I was gonna have.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't
I was
understand that I was gonna be angry. I was gonna be sad, like because this is not like
yeah.
you get upset with yourself, you get upset with others, but it's
With
that's
your
part of
family, yes.
understanding. It's
Exactly.
part of understanding, forgiving, releasing. Really, I just seen something today that it's like I forgot the word they say, but it takes courage. That's what he says. It takes courage to be happy
Yes, it does. It does. Because to be truly happy, you have to have the courage to go after the things you want. And
and stand on it. If you allow people to input, like it could be a simple thing as family, right? It could
yeah.
be my mom doesn't like who I'm with, for
Mm-hmm.
instance, and they push it on, they push it on, they push it on you, and you, what are you gonna do? Leave them if they truly make you happy?
No,
Now you're miserable because you listen
exactly.
to
Because you listen to
mommy and
somebody
daddy.
else. It takes courage to go against what your mom and dad said, even though you love them and whatever, all that stuff. It takes courage to do, like, go against that and really put your happiness first.
A career that you hear a lot of people with that parents want you to be this and that's not what you want to do,
Yeah.
and you're not happy. Like you're happy. I'm
Doing
taking for
whatever it
example
is.
baking, and
Exactly.
they want me to be a lawyer. That's not what sparks me.
Yes.
Okay,
And a lot of
so
times parents just be wanting their kids to do what they didn't do because they gave up on themselves. And it's like, if you don't take your ass back to school, like, bro, it's 2023. People are doing things at all ages. So if you wanted to be a lawyer, you go do that. But don't try to put that on me because you didn't do it.
or I feel like they want you to be so good, but it's almost like not believing in you though. Like unless it's what they say,
Yes. Or
you might not even
unless what
thrive
they
in that.
want. Yes.
You might not
Yes.
even thrive in that.
I definitely
So,
have gone through some of that. Like you tell your family like, "Oh, I'm doing this." And they're like, "Oh, okay." But if I
oh,
tell you I'm
huh.
doing something else that is what you should think I should be doing, you're like, "Oh, that's great."
Honestly, when I started my business, it was like, oh, okay, that's nice. You're doing really good. And it was like almost
Mhm.
like I felt like people were pitying me. I'm
Girl.
not gonna lie to you because it was like,
And cuz
oh
that's really
yeah,
be
like
the
how's that
vibe.
going?
They be
And
looking
people
at
are
it as like a
just
little hobby. That's why. They're like, "Oh, okay. You can do like little
that's
sweets."
cute.
Like,
Yeah.
no, bitch, this is really like a full business.
And then it really just took me taking myself serious and being like, no, this is like what I do.
Yes. And I'm so
People
glad
still
that
look
you
at me like
said
that.
that. I'm so glad you said that, you taking yourself serious. That's the most important part. People can tell when you don't. So if you like,
Hmm.
you have to walk the walk and talk the talk. If people are sitting here saying, "Oh, your little sweet business," and you don't correct them, then that's how they going to treat it. But if you're like, "No, this is not no little nothing. This is my business. I put my time and my energy into it and you're going to respect it." Then people are going to step that way.
Exactly. And people still be like, gave me this look like, oh, your business? Like, yeah, I've never heard of nobody having a business. Like, I'm confused.
It's just not common. People like following their dreams and making a way for themselves, but that's fine.
Even for Dre, and because you know he does shoes. You've
Mm-hmm.
heard of bakers and the shoes. Still, people are like, actually, yesterday is that a hobby? Is that like a side hustle? I just told you it's his business. There was no
Deep
correction
breath.
here.
Deep breath.
No, it happens like a lot, and it's just like, can you just have some respect for
Yeah, that's really all it is. Please just respect me.
support, believe in people a little bit. But you know what? Even if they don't, it really doesn't matter. If nobody believes in you. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to
You
take
have
yourself
to.
serious.
You have to.
It's rough. It can be rough
It
because
can
you're
be.
like everybody like doesn't. You know, everybody seems to like take me as a joke, but
Yes.
just keep working on it. Just keep believing.
Being
Eventually, somebody gonna
consistent.
be like,
Yeah, somebody's gonna see you putting in that work. Like, and me and Jasly can tell you from experience, you're gonna have days where you're like, "Bro, is this even worth it?" Blah blah blah. You're gonna feel those feelings, but then you
nobody's
remind
even
yourself,
watching me. Yes, they are, honey.
"Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
Trust me, they're watching you." And then think about too. Once you do get on and people do find you, at least they have all of this stuff, and it's like, "Oh dang, they've been doing that.
You
They've
know
been."
what? I need to work on that because I'm quick to delete something. If it, you know what it is, if it doesn't look good to like my eye, I'm like, that just doesn't.
See
It wasn't a good picture. It was a good picture back then. Now it's not good, and I gotta work on that. I
the
deleted the picture the other day, and I was like,
it's the
you
Libra
gotta show the
OCD and aesthetic. Like I
yeah.
get it. I get it because I can be the same way, but that's why I have a whole system before I post because I'm like, once you post, you're not deleting that.
I need to start telling myself that. I need to start telling myself that. But I be having like flyers and things, and I'm like, the feng shui here is not working for me.
No, I get it. And then after the event, like it makes sense to delete it because it's like the
That's what
event's
I
gone
did.
now. So
Those are the ones that I told myself. I was like, I'm not leaving this up here
yeah, no, I
just to
don't
show
blame
y'all that I
you.
was here in 2019. Like,
Like that's but just know y'all for real. Stay on top. Whatever it is you're doing, just stay consistent and like consistently try to be better. Try to do something better. Always try to improve. People are gonna see that. And people are
keep
gonna
pushing
see
yourself.
that you're taking yourself serious. So they're going to take it serious. I notice I'll go out and I'll like talk to people or whatever, and they'll be like, "Oh, I see what you're doing with the podcast." And I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
because I do
same.
that
Like,
consistently and I post that consistently. So y'all see it. Oh, okay. That's how it
yeah, they'll be
works.
like, oh, I seen that you do this now, or that you did this. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
you see me, huh? Yes, yes, I did
Because
that.
yes, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So you see
uh,
me. Oh, but
it's
yes,
dope. It's dope.
episode.
Keep doing your work.
Yes, keep doing y'all's work. Episode 21. is a wrap. We wish y'all all the greatness, all the success, and remember, some days are not going to be as easy as others, but still get the fuck up and wash your ass because you don't want to be smelly
Oh,
and
yikes.
depressed. Don't be smelly and depressed. If you're going to be depressed, smell good, look good.
Be nice.
I am being nice. I'm just saying that. And they say that. Like, they say that mental health professionals say that. Like, you need to get, even when you're sad, you brush your teeth, wash your face, do something. Don't just sit in the bed funky, bro. Like, wash the sheets. Your ass stink.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.